Hi, I'm back. Yeah, it's my other half calling me to let me know dinner was ready, bless him. But I'm going to go and have it in a minute because it's salad, so it's not going to go anywhere. I must admit, it did look and smell delicious. I don't think I've eaten all day, actually. I remember having breakfast, but about 9:30 this morning, but I really don't think I've eaten since. I don't remember. Did I have? Yes, I did have lunch. I had a roll with sausage and onion in it. I'd forgotten about that. Now I've got a salad. I'm trying to keep a couple of pounds off because I go on holiday, as I've said before, with my daughter, beginning of October. Not the bang beginning, but a couple of days in. It's just her and I. My partner doesn't like the heat, and he doesn't like holidays where you just relax and sort of basically doss around and swim and stuff. So yeah, so he stays here with the dog and does his own thing, and I do mine, and everyone's happy. It's quite nice, actually. And then he and I go away together later on. We are hoping, well, we were going to go away in the caravan up to Scotland or somewhere, but getting a bit late for that, and he hasn't arranged anything, and I have to really push him to get things arranged anyway, because, you know, he just doesn't feel any hurry for anything. But anyway, what we are hoping to do instead is possibly book a cruise up the Norwegian fields. My daughter reckons that if you go in November, it's the best time to see the Northern Lights. But I'm not too worried about that. I just fancy a nice cruise, and I've never been up. Well, lots of places I haven't been, but yeah, I've never been up the Norwegian fields, so I thought that'd be rather nice. So we're, yeah, that's what we're considering doing towards the end of the year. Right, so I'm just gonna cut this before I get told off. Not that my dinner can get cold, bless him. He doesn't mind really. He's very good. He does all the food. I don't even have to think about it. And by the same thing, what can I say? The same, I don't know. Because he does all the food, he does the shopping as well. And I don't have to go with him if I don't want to. I usually do, but if I don't fancy it, then I don't, and he doesn't mind. And yeah, so I'm gonna. So I'm thinking, no, I'm not. Thought I was thinking out loud there for a minute, but I'm not anymore. I'm nuts. But yeah, so because he does all the meals, then he decides what he needs for the cupboards. So I don't have to think about shopping lists or anything like that. I'm a very lucky lady. I know I am. Yeah, so I mean, it bless me, he always asks me what I want, and usually whatever I ask for, he'll cook it or make it. So I'm totally spoiled, I suppose. But it does give me more time to do this, which is brilliant. Now, should I have two really big journal cards? I don't know. Or should I make 4 tall tags? What have I done? I've got some journal cards. I think I'm going to have another 2 journal cards, and I think that'll be enough journal cards in there. So I'm going to do the corners of these. This isn't terribly exciting, but so I'm just playing this afternoon and thought perhaps you might like to join me. I hope I'm staying in camera as well, because as I say, I'm in a bit of the zone, off in my thoughts. You know, when you get on it, so you get on a roll of making things, and you just sort of get on with it, don't you? Forget what's going on around you. I'm just wanting to get on with this. Don't know whether to wait back one more. I think now I've got. Sorry about this, back a minute. See if I've got some coffee dyed down here. Something like that. Because not that one. Talking to myself. Can't remember. Yeah, there we go. Right, I'm going to quickly back this. I'm sorry if this is boring for you. So I thought I was playing this afternoon, totally relaxed, having a nice time, and I thought, well, you might as well join me and see what I get up to. Now these, I think I'm going to need the wet glue, because it's quite a large area, isn't it? Let's get this on. If I take it near the edge, then I'll squidge it into the edge as best I can, once I've got it all covered. And this art glitter glue, it had gone, where it had been out here in the heat, it had gone a bit thick and wasn't coming out too well. So I added a bit of water to it. I suppose in ratio to the size of the, oh, I'll get that in a minute. I suppose in ratio to the size of the bottle, I think I probably added only about maybe 1/8 of an inch, somewhere between 1/8 of an inch and 1/4 of an inch of water, because there wasn't a great deal. There was only about 1/4 of a bottle, if that, in there. And yeah, I added some water, gave it a good shake up, and thought, well, I can't lose anything. I either can't use it at all, or I water it down and use it. So yeah, I did that, and I've never watered art glitter glue down before, but it's fine. It now comes out well. Not too thick, it's not too thin either. And it certainly sticks as well as it always does. So there's a tip for you. Put a drop of water in your art glitter glue if it goes a bit thick in the heat, because as long as you don't put too much in, it doesn't do any harm at all, and it saves you throwing it out, because it's quite expensive glue, although it's very good. But it's not cheap, it's the art glitter. So that's what I do, or what I will be doing, definitely. As soon as I've got some bottles of glue, one of these, I think they're tonic glue. You know, the tonic company that does all the cutters and dyes and things. And it's 2 or 3 bottles of that, and I have had it years. I'd bought, you know how you sort of buy several bottles in a batch, especially because I bought it off that one of them TV channels, Create and Craft or something like that. And they do like quite good deals, don't they? And it works out pretty cheap. So I bought, I think, 3 or 4 bottles of it. And that was literally, oh my God, it must have been about 15 years ago. And some of it, obviously, I never got around to using. And then I didn't do any paper crafting for several years. I was busy doing other things. And then I discovered these bottles, and I thought, God, that was a bit expensive, you know, and they're full bottles here. And of course, they seemed as if they were dried up. And I thought, well, I'll chance some water in them. So I shoved some water in them, topped them up a bit because they were virtually full bottles anyway. But I think a couple of them were new bottles. And gave them a good shake. And then I left them probably for about 2 or 3 months on the shelf. Every so often when I went over near them, I'd pick them up and give them a good shake. And then, yeah, I'd used a bit of one not so long ago, and perfect. Works perfectly. And I was going to throw them all out. And what else did I do that? I did that with my, you know, the gesso. I had some white gesso. I tried it with some really cheap stuff first that had started to dry out. Managed to get that going again. Then I tried it with a dearer one. You know, on the, I don't know what the make of them is, but not the Amsterdam ones, it was another one. Yeah, and did the same thing, bit of water in, put the lid on, shook them, let them sit for a few weeks, went back, shook them every so often, and then hey presto, opened them up and they were working fine. So yeah, try that before you throw it out, because some of this stuff can be reconstituted, especially if you've kept the lids, like I know the gesso and that is generally acrylic based, so yeah, that dries out to plastic, doesn't it, if it dries completely. But if you've kept the lid on, I think it usually still holds a bit of moisture if you've kept that lid on tight. Or obviously, like my glue, hadn't opened some of it at all. Yeah, you can use it, because it retains enough moisture to stop it going completely solid, or seems to. And as I say, it's always worth a try, isn't it, rather than throw it out, because none of it's cheap. Pointless wasting. Oh, hopeless, hopeless. I can't see the edge of this cutter properly. That'll be fine once it's inked. I will say that. That won't notice once it's inked. That'll be fine. And I've got to recut the corners on this, so I don't know why I'm being so careful. I was coming in, I tell you, it's always something to do, isn't it? When I was coming back out just now, I noticed that damn, doesn't want to play, does it? My strawberries in my pots desperately need watering, they're all wilting. So that's another job I've got to do tonight. So although he does all the cooking and that and shopping, I do still have plenty to do. Let that dry before I do the corners. Let's see if I can impatiently cut this one while it's still damp. And by the way, if you're still there, if you haven't died of boredom or gone to sleep, I'm on my I think I'm on about 130 subscribers at the moment. It's quite a new channel, as you know. And when I get to 150, I intend to do a giveaway. I was going to do one at 100, but I completely forgot about it. Absolutely just forgot about it. But I am going to do a giveaway when I get to 150. I'll be probably making a little journal or something to give away. Or a traveller's notebook maybe I'm going to do. So I may do a Christmas one. If I've made the 150 by Christmas, I'll do a Christmas one and do a giveaway for it. So many thanks to all of you who have subscribed. It really does give me a buzz, and it just it's nothing to do with sort of all this becoming monetised and all this thing. Not bothered about that. I just like to share what I've made and give other people the pleasure of seeing it. Or the shock and horror. Why you look at it? No, I hope you don't think that. But yeah, no. What is the point in doing all this if you? Yeah, it's lovely to do, but you want to share it, don't you? When you've done something nice or something that people who do actually see it in life get a thrill from looking at it and that. It's just nice to share it. Brings a bit of joy to this world. Because things are pretty tough at the moment for a lot of people. So no, it's definitely got nothing to do with being monetised or anything like that. And it's not what they call clickbait, me saying that, this, anything like that. I'm not bothered. It is just the social side of it and the sharing of something nice and hopefully giving a bit of relaxation to people, and it gives me company too, because I don't see an awful lot of people at all being retired out here on the island, and which is probably why I waffle so much. But yeah, so when I get to 150 anyway, I'm going to do a giveaway. I think I will do a traveller's notebook. I'm not too sure what theme it's going to be yet. Perhaps you'd like to pop some ideas in the comments, what you'd like to see, and I could do a giveaway on the theme that's most popular. And if no one comments, then I'll just go ahead and do whatever I think you might like to see or receive. So anyway, what have we done? I'm going to have to go in, otherwise I'm going to be in trouble. I've already got 2 videos now to join together. So it's been boring. I said it'd be basic, straightforward, just getting a few bits made, ready. Oh, I'm just going to ink crown these. I don't know how to do it. Just going to quickly ink crown these, more boredom, I know. So then I'll know they're speak June. Then I'll know they're ready to go, apart from their whale tails or whatever tags I'm thinking of putting in them. Oh, someone's out mowing. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Yeah, it's a mower. Sometimes we get those microlights coming over. But no, it's a mower. It stayed in the same area too long. So I'm quickly getting their lawn done before it gets dusk, I think. Well, it is sort of dusk out there, but you know what I mean. It's 5 to 7. Yep, get these done. And bid you good night. Water my strawberries, poor things. And anything else, I've got some hanging pots on the fence down the bottom of the garden on the side, so I really must give them a drop of water tonight as well, because they've been looking so nice, I don't want to lose them. And then eventually go in, have my salad. It's going to be too late to go down the beach now, because the time I get finished and down there, it's going to be dark, so it looks like Poppy's just going to get round around the roads, which is nice enough. And in the dark, it's the best bet, because you've got houses and traffic and stuff like that going on. If I had a big dog, like I used to have Alsatians and things, I used to walk them at midnight, didn't bother them at all. Then, you know, you're protected, but my little Poppy would run away. She'd bark, but she'd run away. She'd be terrified. Alright, so what have we got? Got a little skinny one. This big tag, which I'm quite pleased with actually, look lovely to write on. This big tag, do love those, I think they're really nice. That, I'm pleased with that one, and that's backed. That one, backed. Of course I've done it on upside down, haven't I? Look, writing's up that way, that's typical of me. Well, I will decorate it with something else, that won't matter, that is fine. And I've got these two lovely big journal cards. And with the rest I've already got, I think that's enough journal cards. But then you never know, it depends how many pockets I've got in there, doesn't it? And the more pockets you put in, the more cards you've got to make. So that's fine, but I'm pleased with those that I've got done. And I'll show you next time the other things that I've done today, the pockets I've put in and the tags I've made. So anyway, thank you very much for joining me and keeping me company. As I say, it's just been playing and poodling about with things. Yeah, I'll show you the other bits in the next one and see how far, let you see how far the journals are getting on. So anyway, take care everybody. Have a lovely evening. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.